It's your boy Bobby.
It's your girl Carissa.
And we coming at you guys with a new video. It's been a long time, guys.
Long time coming.
It's been a long time, man. But, you know, we're going to try to stay more consistent. But we coming at you guys with one of these hot topics. It's trending right now. Everybody knows about it. What's going on with Will, yo?
All over social media.
What's going on in Bel Air?
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside
I guess they all had us fooled because something like this is just normal for them, I guess. They got this so-called partnership and just a whole bunch of red flags, you know what I'm saying? So many people look up to Will and Jada, I guess. I never really heard no one say they look up to Jada.
Well, as a couple, they look up to them.
Yeah, as a couple, because they've been together for probably, I think, for over 25 years or something like that. Somewhere in the 20s. That's a long time. Plus, you gotta consider, like, the time before that, too, because it's not even just 25 years. That's just 25 years of marriage, you know, so... Or I think it's 25 years of marriage. I just somewhere in those 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So to be married that long, you know, and to be in a relationship that long and to just be doing the things that they're doing is kind of crazy. So yeah,
I didn't expect this at all.
Definitely didn't expect it at all. But for me, to be honest, when like you look at these situations, it's good that you're your own self-motivator. It's good that, you know, you can just stay focused on yourself and focus on your personal goals. Because I believe there was like a clip Will came out with that, I mean, Jada was recording Will talking, and this video is supposed to be directed to like whoever was helping them, counseling them.
I might insert a clip.
And yeah.
Well, is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, you know, don't just start, I'm standing in my house.
He saw a ghost, he got scared, and he was just like, no.
It was like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He's like, hold on, listen here. You can't be doing that to me. I've run my social media show. You gotta ask me for permission.
He's like, in my own house, you can't be recording me. In my own house.
Dang, but this is your queen. This is her house too. So when a home don't feel like home, can you expect someone to just deal with that kind of stuff? It's like, you know, maybe I believe maybe if they were a regular couple and they weren't who they are to the world, and Will is a philanthropist, an entrepreneur. That's also bad business. As he has to operate anything that he does, he has to consider his team. He has to consider others. He has a lot in place. It has to be all in like it was a good PR move for him to even go out and be on the red table and have Jada come out and say, oh, you know, she was in a relationship with Will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if and when they do get a divorce, Will has that up on her. You see, she came out and she said she was in a relationship with somebody for a few years, and
we could just say the name of the person because everybody knows.
It's August Alsina. But the point is that you was in a relationship with somebody, and that means that you were just doing your own thing. So like, you know, when it comes to divorce, it's all about money. So just whether or not it's less money that she'll get or none, we'll see. But it's just kind of terrible to see that this is happening to someone like that, you know?
Yeah. especially at this time. You know, we're going through a pandemic and everything, and this just came out of the blue. Like,
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett and Will Smith? Seriously?
Yeah, it doesn't even make no sense to me. But like, you know, a lot of things don't make sense in what's going on right now. You know what I mean? But it's okay, you know. You have to try. This is all it's about when it comes to just living. You gotta be able to strive and be able to overcome your obstacles that you have in front of you. I mean, in one foot, we could look at let's say they don't get a divorce and they continue to be with each other and they actually they get over this hurdle. They're their own like, you know, downfall.
Yeah.
They're their own downfall, because there wouldn't be anything to stop them if they could get over this hurdle. And if it's real, it has to be real. It can't be like, oh, I'm just with you for money. Nobody can do that for the rest of their life. Like, no one can. It would be better. It would be better off. You know, they try and figure this out, but if the wounds is too deep, then you might as well sever ties instead of letting it infect the entire body. And that's, you know, it's spiritual, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just, during the video, the red table type video, he made it just sound like, you know, he's not over what she did, because he's like, you thought I'm done, like, you know, getting my revenge on you. No, it's not over. I'm not done. You can see in his eyes that he was very hurt too.
Yeah. Or he could be acting. There's just so many things you can throw in this relationship. But one thing we all can see, and which is true, is that their marriage isn't perfect, their relationship isn't perfect, but they're, I guess, in some way trying to maintain some sort of stability. Is it right what's going on? However they're doing it, hey, they grown, they older than us both, but you can't live like that in your couple. You have to be as a unit, you know what I mean? When you see the great empires, you know, you have your queen there with you, and you building, you know what I'm saying, for the near future. You're not trying to say like, I'm with you and him and him and her and him. No, it's about we, and what are we doing that is elevating us. We want to elevate together.
Right.
That's the whole point that we came together.
Especially that they have kids. Even though their kids are a little bit more older now, but still.
But what example do you show them? Even though both of their lives coming up was totally different. You know what I mean? Than what their kids are living. They're rich. Versus when their father and their mother came up, they didn't have all of that. They had to work for it. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that their kids weren't working for anything, but they're working on adding on top of it. I think it's more pressure for them to be great than, you know what I'm saying, their parents, because they have to carry on the legacy.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you know, it's about, you know, what, I don't know, for them, they will just have to figure this out.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if, you know, they're gonna work it out, or they just, like you said, they might end up cutting off, divorce, because it looks like the relationship is like toxic in some ways.
It's definitely toxic. No man ever wants his woman to be out there. I mean, nobody in a relationship wants their partner to be going out messing with other people. I mean, even if you even come to this so-called partnership, you know, then like this thing is just all about business, then like that's terrible. What a waste. You know what I mean? Everything's about business in life. You know, I mean, we all desire different things, but in the beginning, that's not what it was about. You actually cared for this person. So it came to a point where you guys started to just not really love each other. Y'all started to fall out of love, and y'all started to fall into different things. And she's falling in someone's pants, and you falling on different things too. So, you know, over the years, so, you know, there's a lot of things that are rumors about Will. But at the end of the day, it's better off. It's alleged. Then you say it's a then you confirming it. You know what I mean? She came on air saying that, you know, this happened, and it wasn't about Will. It was about her.
Right.
So, and then if he's boo-hooing and making it seem like he's so hurt, I'm telling you, this is the perfect move when you're transitioning, going into some sort of, you know, you getting divorced or something like that. It's perfect because it's always good when you can go back at something and you can see for yourself, like, oh, okay, look, this is what she said. Don't you see? She's crazy. You know what I mean? She went to a boy that, you know, he had issues with drugs and mental issues and personal issues. And when we met him, he had things going on. He's throwing things. It's perfect. Even if, like, you know, he gets a divorce and it's, you know, it's always a money thing. This is all about money. This is all about assets and capital. This is just a business move at this point. It's not about love. I don't see it as that. You know what I mean? Even though he says he would never divorce, she will, just like the past wife divorcing him, she will divorce him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she will get out of it. A woman will get out of something that's toxic quicker than a man will. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a man they have to be conscious, you know, on that emotional level about it. He probably doesn't even desire a lot of that. That's why she went out to go get that from somewhere else. Because you look at a man like August, that dude, you know what I mean? He's definitely going to be connecting with her on an emotional level, more than Will probably can right now, because you can look at the things that's going on in his life. You know what I mean? So it's the perfect formula to help. You say, you're building me, we're building each other. We can't ever maybe get, you know, married, but like, you know, I feel like I'm married to you spiritually. When you love someone, it's more than just physical.
Right.
And he said that also, that he loved her. He actually, she was the realest one that he ever had.
Yeah, he said he never experienced no type of love like that before, so and I guess it was on a whole new level for him.
When you get hit with the older girls, man, you better be ready. And you're not even gonna, she just, everything that he's going through, she's been able to deal with that. She has experience, she has wisdom on things. She could coddle him and be there for him. So I'm very happy that he left her too, because you're not gonna mess with my heart like that, because you're not gonna be mine and still be tied to someone else. That's not how it's gonna go. And that's why she came out and like, she's like, oh, like, I don't, no, it's not, we're not dealing with each other, and he hasn't spoken to me in a long time. Like, so she's made it clear that he severed ties with her. So it's even worse when you're saying you get on back to that person only because that other person isn't an option anymore. Like, so like, whoa, that's crazy.
It's crazy because he's young, and for him to like, actually is like, you know, I respect Will, and like, I don't want to sabotage this relationship. But at the end of the day, you already did sabotage the relationship they had between each other, because you were dating her, you know, behind his back. Or they're saying that it's not behind his back.
It wasn't behind the back. But Will knew. They knew. That's the whole point. It wasn't like that is so, it's too good to be true. Like, and it was true, and the reality of the situation is he was a side dude. But at the end of the day, that's the financial daddy. She always gonna come back. At least for the finance. That's why she's gonna get it in the court, and she's gonna sever ties so she could be with whoever she wanna be with. Because you're not gonna be with a man that you're unhappy with, or be with a woman that you're unhappy with.
There's a lot of things people do for money, so.
A lot of things, and she got money, but like at the end of the day, like when home don't feel like home, and when you with a person that, you know, it doesn't look good for Will either. Even if he wins in a little aspect and it comes to a financial, like, come on, bro. Like, what does it like show in your part to also have a woman had divorced you twice?
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm
true.
saying? What are you doing wrong?
Yeah.
What areas are you not
lacking.
correcting? Where are you lacking? And he seems like a very stubborn guy. He knows it all.
Mm-hmm.
It took him. He's the reason why he got into every single point in his life. Will Smith was I believe in I forgot what he said. It was in one of his movies before he made Gemini. He had an interview about his signatures. I think it was like every few years. I forgot how many exactly. Every few years, he would change his signature, and he had a reason to it. You know what I mean? So he's a very cerebral guy. And he's a very touchy guy when it comes to certain things. So it's like he's a very complex individual. People like that, it's hard. It's hard to really like. Sometimes it's hard to reach them if they feel like they can only be reached unless they come to you. Like, you can't come to me with nothing. I gotta come to you. He has himself up here and he only looks at her right here. You don't see my hand, right? He sees himself. So, and if you're not looking at your wife as this, you know what I'm saying? Y'all supposed to be as one. That's why you got married in the first place. I mean, a lot of people don't know why they get married anymore. And maybe they didn't either. Because at the end of the day, they can say that they didn't do anything with each other. While he was married, you was still cheating. Because you was still conspiring in your head to that's the one I want to be with. Who knows what kind of conversations y'all had. How y'all was connected.
Mm-hmm.
Only y'all know. But that in itself is nothing but lust. So at the end of the day, you still committing an act that's still not good. So, whatever. I don't want to stay too long on this. We could talk about this forever.
Yeah.
But I guess our main takeaway, would just be be careful who you look up to. You know what I mean? You have to be your biggest self-motivator. Believe in yourself that you can get to anywhere that you want to be with hard work.
Gonna make a change for once in my life.
And in any relationship, if you're not operating as a unit and a person is looking at you like you an ant, or like they're not here with you. They have, in every aspect of the relationship, you want to be met on, you have to at least be on the emotional level, you have to be able to see eye to eye.
Right.
Don't settle for less for more of something else.
Right.
You rather let it be less in an area where you know that a person could get better. Like, for example, like the guy is like, he got love, but like he's very hard, rugged. But the reason why he's rugged is because he had a lot of death coming up in his life. He needed to work 2 jobs in order to have something for himself. His mom didn't have a lot, he didn't have a father there. You know what I mean? Some things, certain things a guy can like be molded, but you have to be able to see it. If you don't see it in a certain time, don't. And it's really like anything. If it's something that you feel like it's not gonna work, and then you've been bringing it up, and they're not even trying to work with you, then leave. Like, life is too short. Our lives don't last long enough to be waiting on somebody to get it right. So, yeah.
And you don't want to mess up your mental health. That's very important, especially in this day and age. Your mental health is very important. Very important.
Yeah. So I guess that's just our take on it, guys. So definitely be safe. Still COVID. Don't be out here partying too much.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Please wear a mask.
That's showing us that in the world that you care and respect others and yourself. Because, what is that harming you to wear a mask to protect yourself so you don't have to be in the ICU? Come on. There's people dying. You know what I mean? And that's people losing family. You know, I've lost family also, so it's also just something. It's just being a human. It's just having that sense of compassion for your neighbor and yourself. And if not your neighbor, you don't like your neighbor, darn it, your family, your dog. You know what I mean? Like something. Like you can't care if you don't care about yourself. I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm just saying, we care about your well-being because everything in life is a circle. You know, we all are adding to this in some sort of way. You know what I mean? We all are adding to this life some sort of way. No matter what job you got, if something fell out of place, then something would have to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, keep going, keep your heads up, guys. Keep your heads up, guys. So, yeah, this is a long video.
Sorry about that.
But if you made it this long, you're a real one. Much love. Stay safe.
Bye, guys.
See you in the next one.